Imagine yourself being a freelancer right now, currently trading time for money on different freelancing platforms. Your goal is to stop that, start either a one-person business or achieve freedom in your own terms, freedom of money, time, and location. What would be your steps or strategy to achieve that?
I think these marketplaces are some kind of welfare system. It's enough to keep you from starving, but it's not enough to get you ahead. So it's very problematic. The first thing I would do is I would look at the number of hours that I work in a week and look at how much money I'm able to bill. And I would just do a simple calculation to figure out what the effective hourly rate is. And I also look at months of billings and say, what is the average monthly amount of money that I'm making? And I would project that times 12 to see what I'm making a year. So then I establish a baseline for what I'm worth in the marketplace. I imagine that number to be quite low. I don't know what the answer is, but I'm going to guess somewhere like $15,000 a year. Now in the United States, depending on where you live, $15,000 is below the poverty line. In San Francisco, the poverty line is $100,000 a year. So I'm well below the poverty line. What happens is we get dependent and complacent from websites like this to generate leads for us. And there's a reason why I'm there. I think I'm there because my skill set, my portfolio is not focused enough so that no one is going to hire me organically. There's going to be no word of mouth. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick an area that I feel like in the next 5 to 10 years, I could lose myself studying and becoming better at so that I'm super passionate about. I need to make that hard decision. So that's decision number one. So what is it I'm going to do? Second decision I have to make is who I'm going to do this for. So let's say I really love logo design and I want to get better at it. So I'm going to develop a portfolio around logo design. That only says what I love to do. It doesn't determine who I love to do this for. I love comic books. So what I want to do is I want to do logo design for comic book mastheads and comic book related entertainment properties. So if you need a new masthead for your comic book, if you need identities, sub-identities, DVD packaging, whatever it is that you need related to comic book characters, I'm your logo boy. That's what I want to proliferate my portfolio with so that someone cannot make the mistake of wondering, what is it that I do? Whether it's on Behance or Dribble or on social media, every time they see my name, they associate comic logo boy. And they can see that I'm super passionate about this. And then what I would do is I would research the hashtags that are most relevant to people who are looking for this thing so that they can find this. This is important to me. And then I would do my best to appear on any podcast, any YouTube channel that talks about anything that related to comic books. And I would geek out. I would volunteer to do work for them. I would help them in exchange for mentioning me or promoting me as just an act of goodwill. No contracts. I will help you. Please help me too. I find that most people are generally good. Like I'm a humanist. I'm an optimist. So I think if you help people and you do it out of generosity of your own heart, when they meet someone, they're like, you know what? You got to talk to Chris. He did our channel logo. And then they tell friends and friends tell friends and things start to move in the opposite direction. My goal is very simple. My goal is to have some work that is recognizable, that has some media attention, such that I can leverage that for much higher paying work. So what I would do is develop a press kit and a whole case study, and I would build this out really big. Just because I design a logo doesn't mean I'm only going to show a logo. I might make a sign out of it. I might make sample mock-ups for comic book covers. It's limited edition packaging, a hardcover edition, black and white edition. Maybe I'll make a step and repeat pattern for a corporate event. So because I love this so much, you can't stop me. I'm just going to work on this over and over again. I'm going to go to conferences and conventions and I'm going to hand out a business card. And then everybody that I can meet, I'm going to tell them I make logos for comic books and entertainment properties. If you know anyone that needs help, please consider me. I might even make a t-shirt that says that. And I might use a very bright color and be a little bit obnoxious so that when people see me, I don't look like everybody else. I don't want to just be different. I want to be radically different. And I want to lean in on the differences, the things that make me unique so that I stand out from the crowd. I think within a year or two of doing this, I will have established business that no longer sells time for money, that I'm selling project-based fees, and I'm starting to work with maybe independent comic book publishers and people who want to work in that space and the adjacent industries around them.